Welcome to Stop Dieting and Start Living podcast. I am your coach, Natalia Rodriguez, and I will be guiding you to get in the best shape of your life for the rest of your life by combining my coaching experience with the psychology behind the human eating behaviors and some simple brain science. Get ready to be coached by me. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. Thank you for joining me here today. In this episode, I want you to learn about treat foods. Those foods that are not so helpful, that we know that we love, but they don't love us back. Sometimes they even make us feel uncomfortable, bloated, even sick, and they are not so useful to reach our weight loss goal. Most of us feel unsure how often and how much we should be eating them, that usually are not chicken and broccoli, right? So we will be talking about what they are and how you can have them without guilt and fear of gaining weight ever again. That is actually how I mastered this new way of eating to maintain my body in shape. But before we start, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. This podcast is made for you to help you to get out of this diet mentality and reach your weight loss goal and get healthier effortlessly for the rest of your life. I lived the past 15 years in that bubble, and now I know that it's possible to get out of it without giving up your dream body and stay healthy and feel good at the same time. Thank you for the emails and messages. Keep them coming, please. I'm always welcome to your ideas, comments, and suggestions. Email me at notfitforlife@gmail.com or search for notfitforlife on Instagram, where I post a bunch of content that will keep you on track. Now let's get started. Get comfortable, sit and relax for the next couple of minutes while you get coached by me. Something very important I wanted to start with is that we want to avoid judging ourselves based on what we eat, because when something is forbidden, make us think it's something we can't have enough. And you know that naturally, do our brain functions, what we can't have, we crave the more. It's something that we want even more with bigger desire. Like when a kid is playing with his toys and he has another toy that he left behind and he even doesn't remember that he have it. But then another kid comes to play with that one and then he wants that one. The same story happens with everything in life. I talk a little bit about this in episode 5. About how we can see food to reduce those feelings, because all comes down of how we see them. So if you're still seeing food as good or bad, healthy or unhealthy, I highly recommend you to go back to episode 5 and check it out. So which are treat foods? Definitely not the ones that are part of your daily diet. So the helpful ones that nourish our body, that actually make us feel great, that help us to maintain our weight, and those that are not treat foods. Treat foods are the less helpful ones, the ones that have not so much nutrient content, and instead they are more for pleasure. We use them because of pleasure we want in our lives, even if it doesn't give us any nutritional value, but we love them. So it is important that you learn to eat them because we grew up with them. They are part of our culture and we love them too. So denying the fact that they exist will be very hard for you to maintain. So when and why we have them, let's start making that very clear. We are always in charge of what we do and what we decide in our life, right? We are in the driver's seat. So the most common problem comes down when we eat those foods without any particular reason. And we get trapped in the mindless eating, not even enjoying them. Know that you can always have them. But as many decisions in life, like in what or how you spend your money, you can also decide what and how much food you want to eat. You can have anything you want, but what do you want at this moment? What is going to be more helpful for you right now? So you want to make two decisions when having treat foods. You want to decide what to eat And then how much of it? Because if you unconsciously think you're going to have as much as you want of these foods, like unlimited, consider you have them without that condition. Because that condition of having them, as much as I want because I want them and I can't have them, will create you frustration. And you will be telling yourself why I can't just have some of these street foods whenever I want and then just stop. It's because you're putting that condition to your mind. So when you condition yourself to have one after the other, creating the habit of assuming that you can have as much as is available until you feel guilty and discomfort, you will feel bad at the end, right? So that's when you set up for failure. To avoid this, you want to know instead why you want to have them in the first place. Maybe it is because it's fun and you associate these foods because it's part of your Friday family traditions, or because it is new. Well, the real reason here is that you want some pleasure. That is the naked truth. When you go to the movies, it's because you're looking for some relaxation time. And you link those street foods to that, for example. But when you are too full, the pleasure is actually not right. It doesn't feel right. Because either you are too hungry and that won't satisfy you enough, or you are too full and you will feel uncomfortable after. In reality, you will love the experience only if you are in a neutral state. So look for the quality and not for the quantity. Remember, pleasure is only pleasure until a certain limit. If you decide to eat the ice cream, for example, until that point, you are in charge. It is not about eating everything as much as you want unlimited. Separate your mind from your body. Your mind will always want more, but your body rules about the amount of food you are going to eat. So you want to remember that and shut down those thoughts when they appear, like, shut up, brain, I am full, or I am already satisfied, or this actually doesn't taste good, so I will stop. When you eat, you want to pay attention to your body, not to your brain. So your main goal is to decide what to eat and how much to eat. Your brain is going to listen to your body and it will have to stop when he signals your mind that it's enough. Now, what do you eat the most? Food should not be the main source of pleasure. Most of the times you want to fuel your body to give the energy that needs to run efficiently, to make it go through your day so you don't feel forcing anything or feeling tired, bloated consistently. Checking the hunger scale from episode 1 and you decide ahead of time what you will have and how much you will have to allow some room, some emptiness to have that dessert if that's not what you want at the moment. The more true hunger you have, you will enjoy them even more without punishing yourself. You don't need to stuff yourself. And that means less pleasure. Think of your pleasure foods. Do you think they are forbidden? How often you give them to yourself? Why you have them? Be honest and wait until you are hungry and decide a reasonable amount to have. Stay connected and listen to your body until you have enough, so you can hear the signal until the end. The same as listening when you were hungry in the first place. It is not eating all you can eat, because it is almost a punishment because you are disregarding your body. Stay focused when you have a treat and why you are having it. I will recommend you to track a few weeks what are the treat foods you are having often. Are they really giving you pleasure? Gain some awareness about that and work on reducing the portion or the frequency of the real treat instead of replacing them. Look for quality. I usually recommend, and that is actually what I do, is to incorporate those foods in smaller portions with my main meals. For example, if my lunch is vegetables with some curry chicken and rice, but I feel I would like a cake or a cookie after, what I do is to eat half of the usual portion of my meal and then half of the cake or medium-sized cookie, for example, and I will eat that as much as I feel comfortable full. I will know that it's my limit and that if I want more, I will have to wait until I'm hungry again to eat. Something I want to say is that there is no right or wrong for this. On my recovery days for the diet mindset, for example, I had meals where I only ate snacks. I was practicing only having 3 meals a day because I used to snack a lot, and I created a habit around it. So sometimes I placed on my plate random things I wanted to eat, like a bit of Doritos, a little of chicken, a little of yogurt, a little of fruits, some chocolates, but I placed them in a small plate, like I was having a normal meal, especially because those foods were also my food triggers. And now that I'm forced to eat only 3 times a day, like whenever I'm hungry, I am stopping when mother is full. That usually happens 3 times a day. Before used to be 4 times a day, sometimes were 5 times a day or more. But I realized that I was having not enough food during those meals, so that's why I was being hungry so often. So you want to make sure to have one meal that keep you full for long enough, and you don't have to be often thinking about what to eat, especially if you're a busy person. Remember that life is a constant changing. So today you may have the time to eat 6 small meals, but tomorrow you may have a child and you may have no time for even going to the toilet. So make food and eating simple for you. It was scary, to be honest, but now I feel free of dieting and thinking so much about food. My only concerns are only to eat when I'm really hungry and what do I really crave to eat at that moment. On my premenstrual days, I notice that I can get hungrier, so I just stick to it when hungry and stop when moderate food. Doesn't matter what I'm craving, I will have it. Also, sometimes I don't have so much hunger, so sticking to the rule has been more helpful than counting calories, for example. I want to show you how to create a way of eating that allows you to get your natural weight while giving you the natural pleasure we all get and want from good foods. So try it and let me know how you feel. And if you're gaining that trust as well, I believe in you. Thank you all for listening, and I hope to see you here next week. If you like this episode, please leave a 5-star review. That will support my cause. That is to impact as many as you as possible. For more information, go to notfitforlife.com. You can find the link in the episode's notes. Have a great one. Lots of love. Your coach, Nat.